Hi, I'm Steve, and here we explore the real-world impact of innovations like AI, robotics, and quantum computing, but without the hype. I started working in computing back in 1979 when mainframes still ruled the world, and I retired in 2023 after a long career in enterprise systems and infrastructure. I've seen a lot of technologies come and go, and I've learned that the important questions aren't about how something works, but about what it changes. So on this channel, I'm reflecting on where emerging technologies are taking us and what they might mean for work, society, and our future. To start things off, I want to take a closer look at one of the most powerful and controversial technologies emerging right now, namely artificial intelligence. Is it the ultimate tool for progress or a threat we don't yet understand? That's the question I'm exploring in this first episode. AI, savior or destroyer? To understand where AI might be going, it helps to look at where it's been. The path from early experiments to today's powerful systems has moved faster and gotten weirder than most people realize. Let's start with the success story because it really is remarkable. In 2011, IBM's Watson beat Jeopardy champions. That was impressive but limited. In 2017, Google's AlphaGo mastered the ancient game of Go, defeating the world's best player. That was somewhat shocking since Go was supposed to be too complex for machines. But then things accelerated. In 2020, DeepMind's AlphaFold solved protein folding, a problem that had stumped scientists for over 50 years. Work so groundbreaking, it won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. ChatGPT launched in November 2022 and changed everything. Within 2 months, it had 100 million users, the fastest adoption of any consumer technology in history, and suddenly AI wasn't just beating humans at games, it was writing, reasoning, and creating in ways that felt genuinely intelligent. By 2023, experts were saying you could no longer distinguish AI-written text from human writing. Major AI researchers, including Geoffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, signed a statement saying that mitigating AI extinction risk should be a global priority alongside pandemics and nuclear war. But here's where it gets really interesting and concerning. The Stanford AI Index just released data showing how fast things are moving. In 2023, researchers created new ultra-challenging benchmarks to test AI capabilities. Just 1 year later, AI performance skyrocketed, jumping nearly 70 percentage points on coding problems, going from solving just 4.4% to over 71% of real-world software bugs. This isn't gradual improvement, this is exponential acceleration. We're seeing years of expected progress happening in months. The latest breakthrough? AI systems that train themselves from scratch, outperforming models trained on thousands of human examples. AI isn't something that's just happening in research labs. Rather, AI is moving into everyday life at unprecedented speed. The FDA approved 6 AI-enabled medical devices in 2015. By 2024, that number reached 950. Waymo is now providing over 150,000 autonomous taxi rides every week. Business adoption tells the same story. In 2023, 55% of organizations were using AI. By 2024, that jumped to 78%. Meanwhile, U.S. private investment in AI hit $109 billion, 12 times what China invested. The models themselves are becoming more capable and more accessible. The cost of AI inference, actually running these models, has dropped 280-fold in just 2 years. What used to require massive computing resources can now run on your laptop. But here's what should give us pause. Just this week, we reached a major milestone that most people missed. Anthropic's Claude 4 Opus became the first AI model to reach ASL 3, AI Safety Level 3. This means it's the first model that could potentially help someone with basic technical skill to create chemical, biological, or nuclear weapons. Anthropic's own chief scientist said their modeling suggests this AI might help someone, quote, synthesize something like COVID or a more dangerous version of the flu. Quote, think about that. We've gone from GPT-3 in 2020 to models that might help create the next pandemic in just 5 years. One model has been shown to be capable of blackmail rather than allow itself to be shut down. And the people building these systems are concerned. Dario Amodei, CEO of Anthropic, recently warned that 50% of entry-level white-collar jobs could disappear within the next 1 to 5 years. So that's where we are. Incredible progress, real benefits, but also new categories of risk that we've never faced before. The same AI that could help cure cancer might also help bad actors create bioweapons. The same AI that makes some workers more productive might also eliminate other workers' jobs entirely. And that brings us to the two biggest areas where AI's growing power and capability could spark the most serious consequences: the battlefield and the economy. A paper called The Manhattan Trap explores what might happen if nations begin racing to develop artificial superintelligence, or ASI, systems far beyond human capability. The key concern is that if ASI becomes possible, countries will have powerful incentives to be first. It could offer a military advantage on the scale of nuclear weapons, complete dominance for whoever develops it. And that raises an uncomfortable question. How do you build international trust when falling behind could mean losing everything? This is what the authors call a trust dilemma, a situation like the classic stag hunt in game theory. Everyone benefits from cooperating, but if you can't trust the other party, you might act alone and lose the greater reward. In an ASI arms race, that logic could push nations towards secrecy, espionage, or even conflict. And the risks don't stop there. First, the race itself might spark war. Nations could view their rivals' ASI projects as existential threats. Second, rushing to deploy ASI could backfire. A breakneck pace of development is likely to lead to lax safety standards in the interest of rapid progress, meeting schedules, hitting milestones. And third, even if we could control it, concentrating that much power in a single system or a single government could undermine democracy itself. The paper suggests international cooperation may still be possible. Artificial superintelligence programs might be easier to track and regulate than general AI development, and history shows that even rivals can agree to limit especially destabilizing weapons. But the clock is ticking. The forces driving this race, profit and national power, don't reward caution. Unless we build reliable guardrails soon, we risk entering a future shaped less by human intention and more by runaway forces, technical, economic, and political. And that is a frightening prospect. But amid all this concern, we can't afford to lose sight of the upside. Many researchers and practitioners are using AI not to disrupt, but to heal, protect, and expand opportunity. So before we conclude, let's take a look at that side of the story. While many risks associated with advanced AI are real and pressing, we shouldn't lose sight of the tremendous potential benefits these technologies can offer, especially when guided by responsible design and deployment. A 2024 article by the AI Accelerator Institute highlighted some of the ways AI is already helping us tackle the world's toughest challenges, and the list is encouraging. In healthcare, for instance, AI is being used to improve diagnostic accuracy, accelerate drug discovery, and deliver personalized treatment plans. These tools don't just make medicine more efficient, they're saving lives by helping doctors act faster and with more precision. When it comes to climate change, AI is proving to be a powerful ally. It's helping researchers track environmental patterns, optimize renewable energy grids, and even monitor carbon emissions in real time, all of which support smarter, more sustainable policies. In education, AI-driven learning platforms are making instruction more personalized and accessible, especially in underserved areas. They can adapt to each student's pace and help educators better meet diverse learning needs. AI is also showing real promise in humanitarian efforts like forecasting famine risks, allocating aid during natural disasters, or coordinating emergency responses. In high-stakes situations, the ability to move faster and more intelligently can save lives. And in public safety, AI is being used to enhance everything from crime prevention to disaster readiness, with tools that can spot emerging threats, coordinate emergency services, and even predict patterns that help communities prepare. All of these are just early glimpses of what AI can do when aligned with the right goals and the right values. Whether it's improving health, responding to disasters, or giving more people access to opportunity, this is what the best of AI can look like. But again, none of these positive outcomes are guaranteed. The benefits we obtain will depend on not just what we build, but how we build it and who it's designed to serve. I see the future of AI bearing down upon us at a breakneck pace, and the idea that we will be cautious and measured in our implementation approach seems highly unlikely. The military consequences of falling behind are one match setting fire to the kindling, and the rampant desire to exploit the technology to increase profits is another. As with other great advances, the societal shifts will be transformative. But we should also be humble about our ability to predict how far and how fast AI will go. While some believe artificial superintelligence is imminent, I believe there's a 50-50 chance that it won't emerge anytime soon. If it doesn't happen in the next 4 to 7 years, it may take 50 years or more. Perhaps the current exponential growth curve will plateau, perhaps even before we reach artificial general intelligence. Just because we are progressing rapidly now doesn't mean the hardest parts of human-level cognition will yield easily. I don't know how things will turn out, but I do know we should watch carefully what is happening and make every effort to ensure the most vulnerable among us are not made to suffer greatly. Policies that support reskilling the unemployed are necessary and good. Also, the idea of taxing the productivity gains achieved through AI makes sense as a means to distribute AI-driven material benefits across a wider slice of the population. We also need to be aware that these changes may disadvantage poorer nations, and we need to find ways to address those global disparities. On this channel, I'll continue tracking the progress of technologies like AI, highlighting both the breakthroughs and the blind spots. Right now, my outlook is cautious. I don't see cataclysmic doom as inevitable, but I also don't see tremendous social progress as guaranteed. What I do see is a powerful force moving faster than society can respond, with outcomes that will hinge on the choices we make and the voices we listen to in the years ahead. Some of the world's top AI researchers are calling for urgent policy reforms, safety standards, and international cooperation. Whether those voices will carry the day remains to be seen. I believe we're now racing toward AGI and perhaps even ASI at a pace few fully grasp. And if history is any guide, the first to unlock these capabilities will not be the most careful, but the most determined. The prospect of war, disruption, and deep inequality cannot be ignored, but neither should be the potential for progress, collaboration, and solutions to problems long thought unsolvable. Please let me know in the comments, do you think AI will be a savior, a destroyer, or something else entirely? Thanks.